Hello, everyone. Welcome to Net AI Talks. Today, we'd like to talk about a very interesting topic, AI in our everyday lives. I thought this would be more relevant to more people as we might not be as aware as we should be. AI is all around us now. You don't have to go and actively or like consciously be aware that you're using AI because today in this podcast I would like to talk about a few areas in which AI is actually heavily is present, you know? Right. So without further ado, I'll get straight into it. The first one is AI in social media. Right. So we are all using different social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, especially TikTok. If you're using these or even other ones, you're most probably, or you are actually, interacting with AI algorithms. So, what are these AI algorithms doing? They're simply learning patterns. They're learning patterns about your preferences. They're learning patterns about what makes you tick. All right. So, the goal, let's take TikTok as an example. The goal of TikTok is to get you to spend as much time on the platform as possible, right? That would make sense because, you using their platform is benefiting them. So the AI algorithms that they will have in these platforms are used to learn about you so that they can get you to stay more on the app. So you know how like sometimes the videos that pop on your For You page are exactly what you're thinking or something that you've mentioned before, or it's just scary because it's something you've discussed with someone. We all had our suspicions. What if it's listening to us? Right? Right. But even to the littlest of details, it is learning. Okay. What I mean when I say that is even when you share, like if there are any videos that you share with others, it learns from that. So this video was good enough for you that you decided to share it. That means there is something in that video that caught your attention. And so it will try to look for other videos that are similar. That is why, like, you see people promoting, oh, click the share. This lets the algorithm know that this video is worthwhile. And so it, gives attention to the video more. It shares it to more people. It will see whether other people also start sharing this video as well, which is why it's easy for a video to be viral. Because once people start interacting, the algorithm will be like, okay, you know what? Let's get more people to interact with this video so that we get more people to stay on the app because apparently this video seems to be enjoyable to these people. And so that's how videos get more viral. It's like the rich get richer. Oh, no, so these videos, the more watches it gets, or the more interactions it gets, the more views and more interactions it'll get. Right. So that is what it's about in the social media world. So the small metrics, like the likes, the comments, the shares, all these are all studied. Like the ones that are related to you and how you interact with other videos, which is why you are the one responsible of building your own For You page. It is based on a lot of information gathered, which is why like the first videos that you'll see once, like, you download the app for the first time, let's say, these are all just test videos. They're either viral videos that other people also enjoyed, or they're just very random and just testing you, seeing which ones you'll interact with more. And even when you search, so if you search for something, it also teaches the algorithm that these are the things that you're looking for. And so you will start learning and start giving it to you without even asking. That is how it gets to the point where it starts to predict, right? So now it's not just learning your patterns, it's also predicting what you might like. So for example, let's say you watched this, first season of this series. Let's say after a few months, the new season will come out. And so it'll obviously think, oh, since you liked that first one, you probably would want to watch the second season. So if someone else posted a video about it, it'll show it to you because you'll probably be interested to know more about that. Of course, it's not gonna think like that, but that is what it means for the, algorithm to predict. It will, see the keywords, right? It will see the type of content you consume, and from there, it will be like, okay, based on this information I have right now, what is the most likely thing this person would want to watch next? Yeah. And the reason why it's getting more accurate, it's because it's smarter now. Okay. The AI is getting smarter. It's getting smarter. How? It's trained on more data. If it's trained on more data, it means it is getting better at predicting, right? Right. So that is, let's stop here for social media and let's jump into the next one that I want to talk about, which is AI in our shopping recommendations. This is also similar. It is learning from your habits. Um, I would say shopping recommendations is heavily relying on your search. That is why, like, whenever you search for something in your, shopping apps, it will immediately it immediately affects the items it shows you next. Like, let's say you shopped, you're done. When you open the app again, you're gonna see similar items again, as if you're going to shop again and buy these again. There are also small things they add, like order again, and then they show you the same order. An interesting point I would like to mention here is, let's say you shopped for a console, a gaming console, right? So, what is the logical thing for you to buy next? Probably an extra controller or a certain game, a game that just came out. And so from there, it will predict things like that. What is the most logical thing for you to buy after buying this item? So this is how the AI will try to, get you to buy more by recommending the right items. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure, but I could also see this happening where it also starts learning about your preferences down to even the colors, right? So, what would attract you to buy a certain piece of clothing? Probably its color, the style. So, if you were searching, you were using the platform enough for the AI to catch on these patterns, it will start looking for items with those patterns and present it to you so that you are more attracted to buy these items. Yeah. So whether you like it or not, AI is everywhere. And it's getting better at, you know, getting us to do things that benefit businesses out there. Yeah. I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm saying this as a way to give you more insights and also hopefully help you be more aware that this is how much it's influencing us. And it's good because it is actually helping us find the things we want. But do we want it to influence us this much? Is the real question. Yeah. So I'll leave that to you to decide. You can start a discussion in the comments about what you think about that. That would be really interesting. But I'm going to jump into the last point I want to mention is AI in our virtual assistants and devices. So, of course, assistants like Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant. These are probably the most direct you'll be with an AI, or maybe even like how you're chatting with ChatGPT or other similar AI tools. So this is what I meant at the start of this podcast. I when I said like consciously interacting with the AI is like when you press the button and you know you're talking to an AI. Yeah, this is different than, interacting with AI like it recommending things without you being very aware that this is the AI instead of, just random code. Anyways, the point is a lot of people have integrated using their assistants in their day-to-day life. For example, my sister, she relies a lot on asking it things, even to the simplest things like, what is the time now? Hey Siri, what is the time now? And hey Siri, what is this times this? Doing her homework. And so it's becoming part of our lives, part of our routine, part of how we deal with our day-to-day tasks. And it's not entirely bad because it is used to help remind us of things, and it is used to help us do things faster, better. However, it's also taking away things from us. I would argue when we rely on AI or just technology in general to remind us of things, we're relying less on our own memory to remember things, which is not entirely good. I like to think that it's better to rely more on our own memory. However, with the fast-paced lifestyle that we're all, you know, living, it's hard to just remember. Like a lot of things are happening at the same time. So it's very understandable that you need an external source to remind you of things. Right. So the reason why it's interesting to look into how these virtual assistants use AI, it's because they use different elements of AI. They use natural language processing, which is what it needs to deal with when it comes to language, or when it comes to, using language to communicate, mostly text, but it can also be we can also consider speech and also voice recognition, you know? So now ChatGPT has the new feature where, you use your voice to interact with the AI. So you don't have to type everything anymore, which could be more convenient. And it gives you the feel that you're talking to someone, which is the whole point of natural language processing. It's for it to understand you and for it to be able to say things that feel like you are talking to an actual human. And you can see even the additions like the laughing, the tone of voice and all these additions to not just the words that make it sound so realistic that it could be scary to think that this is just an AI, not just a recording. Okay, so these assistants are trained to understand your voice commands, and let's to understand this further, like why does AI even understand us? I thought about it earlier. Let's assume in order for the AI to understand our, natural language or our language in general, or like recognize the things we say in voice recognition, let's assume that, or not, let's assume it is actually the case where it's given a dictionary. So it's given, okay, so this word means this word means this. When this word is said in this context, it means this. Right. So giving it the dictionary is not enough for it to understand. Like if you give someone a dictionary, they will be able to understand what the words mean, but will they be able to communicate? Yeah. So what does it need to learn? It also needs to learn how the sentences are formed. So you can say that AI learns language just like how we learn language. Let's break down, how does AI learn natural language processing, or how does it go through this process of learning language? So first is the data collection. So it needs a lot of data. So this is a dictionary that I was mentioning earlier, but then again, dictionary is not enough for it to learn, yeah? But the more diverse the data is, the better the AI will understand different styles of language and different contexts and different topics. Yeah. So the next step would be pattern recognition. Now that it knows these different words, it needs to understand the patterns between the words. For example, if it learned about this word called dog, it can see that it's usually associated with words like bark or tail, right? So now it knows, okay, so whenever I see this word dog, I see these other words next to it. It means that they are related. So it learns these patterns with all these different words. Yeah. So next, there is the training part where all these patterns are going into this network of linking between these patterns and understanding these patterns in a deeper level, right? And so now it's not just learning the patterns, it's also predicting. So now it's learning, okay, so if I see this word and see this word, the next word must be this word. Yeah. So the reason why it is able to learn is because when we're using the data to train it, we're giving it data that shows it the results and data that doesn't show it the results. So from the data that has the results, it sees, okay, so a plus B equals AB. Yeah, so it knows that now. So next, it'll see A plus C equals question mark. What is it? So it will learn that, okay, we need to put them together to form this word. So it's AC now. This is how it learns. It sees it for the first time, a few times. The more times it sees it, the better it will be able to do it itself. Yeah. But of course, AI can be trained differently. It can be trained in a different way. It can be trained without seeing the data for it to be able to label it on its own. But that is a topic for another day, for another podcast. Well, I would like to end the podcast here. I think we've discussed a lot of interesting points. And if you have any things that you want to discuss about this or about anything else, feel free to comment down below. Make sure to support the channel, subscribe, like, and share it with people who would be interested to learn more about AI, as this is the aim of this channel, to help people learn more about AI and understand it further. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.